Good morning, guys. Yeah, good. Everyone.
Hi guys, good morning to everyone. I hope all of you could able to hear me, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so let's continue, guys. Yeah. I think yesterday we talked about one normalizer transform where we understood how to convert columns to rows with linear data and also with the hierarchical data. So that's a summary of the usage of the normalizer transformation. Thereafter, we started with understanding task level operations in the sense how one can perform runnable activities within IACS. That's where we started with one of the tasks which we call synchronization task, right? But what we did not discuss was like how are we going to perform task level operations with parameterization, because we need to provide users flexibility in terms of supplying the inputs based on that task should act. So that part was not discussed. We are going to discuss about that on today's session, right? So that's a plan. And before we get started with this particular parameterization, if anybody has got any questions, you can start asking those questions. Yeah. Otherwise, I'll try to share my desktop. Yeah. So yes, I hope all of you could able to see my desktop, right? Yeah. So now let us try getting into it. Yeah. So we have got multiple types of tasks. Yeah. So one, in broader sense, predefined tasks. Yeah. Predefined tasks means what? They are the tasks which are created by Informatica based on the templates, based on pre-built activity that we could perform, right? And we can also have custom tasks. Yeah. So which means we can create a task or set of tasks based on what? Pre-built mapping. These are the custom tasks. Yeah. So out of them, we started off understanding one of the predefined tasks, which we call synchronization task. So we know what it does, and we could able to perform synchronization between what files, one file to other file, whatever, right? That's fine. Yeah. Now let us try to understand how to apply parameterization. So for any task, let's say we'll start with what? Synchronization task. Yeah. Yeah. So let's try getting into it. Yeah. Yeah. As we all know that, what is a parameterization, guys? So we use parameterization in order to supply value to a parameter or set of parameters at runtime or during execution, right? So that's the definition of parameterization, right? Yes or no? So that we know. What is the definition, right? Now, what are the ways through which we can supply parameters? Question is it based on files, or is it based on memory, or is it based on a cache, or is it based on what I call some other means? Yeah. Or at let's say, yeah, another one, let us say at task level, yeah, or mapping level, or transformation level, or let's say task flow level. Yeah. So we can think of ways of taking care of parameterization. Yeah. So now let's say we are trying to focus on creation of or building parameterization from the scratch. So let us say we start with what? Files, right? Because files are the external to IACS. Yes or no? Which means we can add parameter, delete parameter, or modify parameter values. Remember, not names. Names will be fixed, but values will differ from environment to environment, because the kind of values that we use for development environment, which would differ from testing or UIT or production environment. So that's where it's easy to change the values within a file. Yes or no? That's the first thing. Let's say we start with what? Text file. Yeah. So this is one of the bad things that we have with IACS in the sense, even if you go with what local environment, yeah. So in local environment itself, we have got what text file and also XML file. Yeah. So text file, there are some platform issues in the sense, if we add some parameters in, let us say, Windows, similar things might not work. 100% not guaranteed that they would work on what any Unix platform like Solaris or Red Hat Linux, whatever, right? It's not guaranteed. So this is one of the bad things that we have with this ISAs. Even till today, we are using what flat files, like what we do in Power Center, right? Yeah. So that's one of the bad thing. But how to add parameter, we'll talk about it. And next is what? XML. So can we take care of parameterization by using XML within IACS? Answer is no for now. Yeah. But if you want, we can take care of it. So to do that, in between, we have to have one small utility which does conversion from XML to text file, because the text file is the one that will be understood by IACS. Yeah. But if you go with a local environment, right? So we have data quality. So within that, it supports what XML file as input to take care of parameterization. Like even Power Center also, we can use Informatica Developer Client to take care of Power Center operations, right? So in local itself, it takes care, but IACS, they have not done it. So yes, but just to simulate the behavior of what we have in local environment, right? We can still do it by maintaining our own what small script. Because why we are trying to focus on this XML, because it is one of the international accepted format which could work on any platform without any change. But for flat files, sometimes it would work, sometimes it may not work. So that sometimes business will be taken out if you go with what XML file. Yeah, that's a file level. What you call parameterization. Now, can we perform this? What you call parameterization in memory itself? Answer is yes, but IACs, they have not done it. But if you try to integrate this particular IACs with ChatGPT, it is very much possible. Remember that. Yeah. So, but yeah, for now they have not done it. I've just created one other flow where just by using memory itself, we could able to perform parameterization, start taking that as input to this IACS task, or whatever, wherever you want to just refer it. Yeah. And cache part, it is still not done. So even I have also not tried that. Even IACS anyway doesn't support it, but it doesn't make sense because we could able to do it by using memory, right? Which is fastest way of using any input till today. Yes or no? Because these AI tools, they have become more popular and most widely used based on pre-built models because of what? They would work on what? In memory. So that's why if we give some input, we could able to get the response in a short time just because of that. Because pre-trained model data will be kept in a memory. That's why uh, this kind of charting with the pre-built GPTs, right, will be much faster. That's why it's become more popular. That's why I tried with this particular memory model, which works fine. So that's it, because that's what is the most what I call powerful way of what I call performing any kind of manipulation for any kind of application, including IXCS. Remember that, yeah. Cache is the next part, so we don't need to think on this because that's almost obsolete term. though we use in iics, so it's almost rolled out now in the current AI market. Yeah. So that's it. So about the usage, right? Now let us talk about whatever would be supported by this particular IACS. Fine. So let us try getting into the tool. Like yesterday, we talked about like how to limit the number of rows while performing the data synchronization, right? So we have used a simple filter condition to get the job done. Another question: let us say, can we apply the filter value at runtime? That's a question mark. Answer is yes. If yes, how do you do it? By using what? Param file. That's what we are going to see now. Yeah. What time? Yeah. So let's go to data integration. Yeah. Now our agent is ready to use. So let us try to build the task like what we did yesterday with parameterization. Yeah. Now let us talk about the usage of it, which is straightforward, but let's talk about it. Yeah. So usage. Yeah. Usage of param, right? The first thing, what we need to do, step one. So we need to create param file. Yeah. So yeah, which is a text file. Right. Step two, what we need to do, add parameters. Parameter. Let's say we'll start with the one. So add parameter to it. Yeah. And the scope. So define the scope if needed, or else it will be treated as what? A global scope. That's a default. Yeah. Which means if you want this particular parameter to be used at workflow level or task level or maplet level, whatever, right? This is similar to local environment, which is Power Center or developer. Yeah. So, and step four, what we need to do? So, we need to start supplying this parameter in task. So, where do we do that? And step five, so usage of parameter within a task. Yes or no? So, that's going to be the next thing. That's it. Then, step six, we just have to execute and see the result. That's it, guys. So that's what we are going to follow step by step. Yeah, clear, guys. So, yeah, any questions?
So this type of thing is not there in Power Center, right? How we are doing this?
No, we have exactly same. There is no change.
Oh, okay.
Like for
So the
example, in
parameter
Power,
file. Hmm.
exactly, we create a param file in Power Center. Then we'll
Right.
add parameters. Then go to
Mm.
session level
Okay.
or workflow level where we supply the param file name. Then use those parameters for source or target or wherever you want it. We have. This is exactly same as power center. There is nothing different from that.
Oh, there is. Oh,
Ravi.
okay. Got it. Got it.
But all the
Okay.
steps that
Global
what
variables, local variables. Okay.
exactly. So all the steps that we discussed, right? All are possible in power center, even in quality also. Fine. But I think steps are clear, right? There's no confusion. I think I've just kept sequential steps.
Yeah,
Same thing we are going to follow.
Narshima, what is the
Yes, madam.
no, I'm just asking what is the difference between step 4 and 5? Supplying parameter in task and uses the parameter within a task, right?
Yeah, param file actually.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So
Mm,
fine. You got right. So we need to supply somewhere, right? The file.
mm.
Then within that file, we refer
Yeah,
parameters.
the
That's a step.
path. Okay.
This is the path part. This is
Mm-hmm,
what, yeah, that's a quite good question. Remember, guys, when it comes to this
mm-hmm.
supplying this param file, right? One, we can do it with a simply name of the file. So in that case, we need to place the param file in a default location, right? So I'll just put it with a default. So there is a folder called user parameters folder. If it within that, if you place a param file, so we don't need to specify the path and file name. Instead, we can directly specify param file name. And second is what? Let us say you placed param file somewhere outside the default location. In that case, we need to specify what I call absolute path followed by uh, file name. So that's it. These two things we have to. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. Fine. So yeah,
So
now
that
let us start.
so that this default is you said supply param file in sorry simple name of the param file if you put the parameter file inside the param folder, right? In IICS, right?
Inside default
Okay.
user parameters, and I'll talk about practically. I've just said it. Yeah, fine.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
There's a
Mm-hmm,
folder called user
mm-hmm.
parameters.
Thank you.
Within that, we need to place param file. That's what I meant. Yeah, fine. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, now let us try doing it practically, guys. I hope the steps are clear, right, to everyone. Yeah. Any
Yeah.
questions on the steps? Yeah, this straightforward. Yeah. So now let us try doing it. Yeah. So synchronize and task with the param. Okay. Now select as an insert. Can you see here, Ravi? You are trying to ask question. This was the practical answer. In drop down, we can select this. I said it right.
Oh, okay.
Insert.
Insert update. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So theoretical, I said
Okay.
it. Practical. Yeah, fine. Now click on next. Yeah. So let us say we specify our source file. This also you can parameterize. I'll come to that later. For now, let's say we are going to focus on one parameter which should be read from the file. Yeah. So let us take to that. Yeah.
So Narsimha is the web underscore source underscore file is same as flat file connection, right?
Yes. Right. Yes, sir.
You just named it like that. Okay.
Yes, because we use that connection for I think web services transformation. Yeah. We are just using the same
Oh yeah, yeah.
connection.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So now let us try to get into the next step, which is a target. Yeah, here I think I didn't talk about one point here, guys. See, here it's mandatory that we need to have pre-built target file that should have been created. It could be even empty also, but file should exist. Yeah? But at the time of creation of mapping, right? So there is a provision to generate file at runtime. But here, static. Yeah, fine. We have just selected this.
One
Narshila,
question I
in the tar. Hmm. So the source object you said single. What is that multiple? That means multiple source. There's two
Multiple
options, three
files.
options is there. Single object, multiple files. Okay.
Multiple means, yeah. See, I think yesterday I talked about, let's say if we have two regions, right? Region 1, region 2. Region 1, we can have n number of
Okay.
files, but we are just trying with one file. Yes or no? See, ultimately, we just have to synchronize
Hmm.
data across two medias or two centers or two regions. Yeah? That's a goal. It could be one or more than one. Agar- Yes, Ravi, you're trying to ask some question.
Oh yes, Narasimha. Usually, like files, they don't have keys and all that, right? So let's say insert or update or insert update. Okay.
Mhm.
How will like this informatica base upon? Because file is like pretty much semi like even if it's structured, like
Mhm.
unlike relational databases, we don't have any keys defined in the files, right? In a synchronization task world, how
Right, right.
do that get file gets? You understand my question, right? Because
Yeah,
we don't
I
define
got it.
any keys.
Yeah, sir,
Yeah.
that's a good question. Like, remember, guys, see, uh, here we have to think in broader terms. So in database, we use terms like what? Insert, update, delete, commands, right? Yeah, we have DML commands. But when it comes to the tool, right,
Hello.
internally, it is going to take care, like how to perform insert, update, whatever, delete, whatever, internally. That is a job of iics. So how they do, we don't need to worry. But it takes care of it by itself. But yeah, your question is valid. If you want to perform this explicitly by ourselves with commands, right? Your question is valid. But we are leaving it to the tool to take care of it. In that case, it's not our choice. It knows like how to take care of it. In the sense, they know like how to convert this flat file data to, let's say, assuming that they also want to go with the database concept. Then they'll convert that to database form and perform insert, update, delete, whatever. That's a tool job. In what right away, but it takes care of it by itself, Ravi, from the tool perspective. Clear, Ravi? Ravi, you got the answer, right? You can hear me, right?
Yes, Narasimha.
You are breaking in
Yeah.
between, so I cannot
Yeah.
hear
Yes,
completely.
yes, Narasimha.
Oh, it's breaking up, huh, Sagarika?
Yeah, yeah, it's breaking in between. So
Oh, really?
I did not, I mean, completely understand. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I said was, it would take care by itself if you just select these options. It's a tool's responsibility to handle that. How they handle it? Are they going to convert this flat file data to relational, then perform operation, then apply to relevant target? Are they going to do that way or some other way? It's the job of IACS. Yeah, fine. Now click on new. Let's say we are focusing on one file with one column. We'll try to go with the same thing. Yeah. So here, let's say we apply, let's say, param name, which is $$ filter. Or let's start with what like yesterday, whatever we discussed, right? Same thing we try to do it. Then we'll replace that with what? Param. Yeah. So that is done. Mapping, let us say we go with what? The default. Yeah. For simple straight through mapping without any manipulation here. C1 to C1, C2 to C2, whatever, right? So green tick mark indicates what? We built map. Yeah. So here, so we need to specify what param file name, all that. So let us run it without specifying it. This we have already done it yesterday. Same thing I'm trying to show. Then we'll convert that to parameterization. Yeah. Yeah. So meantime, you guys can ask questions. Yeah.
It's more like copying data, right, from one system to another region kind of thing.
Yes.
Synchronization.
Copying
Okay.
with some manipulation. Let's say
Okay.
with a filter,
From
with
manipulation.
any other. Yeah. Like you can also
Okay.
embed
A
maplet.
little manipulation.
Maplet. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Straight through copy also you can do it. Yeah.
Mhm. No. So I'm trying to understand, if we can achieve the same through mappings and tasks, why they came up with this synchronization task when the same things we can do with the mappings, the real mappings.
Yes. Yeah. That's again good question. Remember, guys, if you already have a pre-built template, we just need to know how to make use of it. Correct? No. If not, we can do it even by writing a SQL query, or we can also do it by building a mapping, or we can also do it by writing a Java code. There are many ways to do it. Out of them, best is what this one. If you already have pre-built, no, we just have to supply the input, get the response. It's a fastest thing. Not only fastest, there is no way of making a mistake if you already have pre-built template. Yes or no, Ravi? That is why the tools have become more popular. You know, see whatever can be done iics, we can also do it with SQL also. But we have to put in effort. How to cut that effort? If you have drag and drop options,
Yeah.
where we don't make mistakes. Correct, Ravi? Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Same.
It's like a template, ease of use.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect, Ravi. So now let's try to refresh it. Yeah, we got two rows. So this I think we have already seen that. So this one, right? If you look at the date 7:30 just now, yes, we got two rows. So greater than one. So that's okay. Now let's talk about the steps. Param file, first step, right? So let us create one param file. Yeah. Oh, so I'm just opening this file and name it as what? Param. Fine. Param.txt. I'll just put it in double quotes. Yeah. So now let's add parameters. So let's say $, filter, yeah, which is equal to 1. So same thing, hard coded value we tried, right? We try to do it with a param. Yeah. So this clear, right? So $, filter, that's just syntax. Don't worry about that.
Yes.
That you'll get it from Google. Yeah. So we got a param file name, right? Created. Now we need to place, let's say we can place it anywhere, but let's go with what? The default. Yeah. Like this one, right? Yeah. So we added parameter, the scope is global. Now we are trying to specify the default or place this file in the default. Yeah. So let's go to, which one is this?
So I have one question in here. So param file, that extension should be .txt or .prm.
It could be anything, but the insert
Text.
parameter should be text format.
Okay, and
Yeah,
I can place this file anywhere, or is there a specific
it's
place?
anywhere. Yes. The now I'm trying to talk about in place it. This is a default location. You got right. Another one you can place anywhere, but you have to specify the path and file name. Can you see here? It is placed in default location, like what we did now.
So where exact?
You just have to specify the param file. Where we'll come to that. Yeah. So you guys are a bit ahead of me. Let me complete these steps. Yeah, fine. So that's it. So now till this we have done these three steps plus placing the param file in a default location. Yes, sir. Now fifth step is what uses a param. Yeah, that we need to look at. Yeah. So that's going to be the next step. This is clear, right, guys? This part is clear. See, our server is what? Data integration server. And then where do you place data files in data folder, like source or target files, whatever. Then where do you place parameters, default
Sir,
params, that
Narasimha,
user.
hold on. Narasimha, can you just go back a little bit? Go back one step.
Okay,
What is this parameter folder here?
this
The
one,
under the metadata. What is the parameter folder here? If I under
Just
the
this one,
after the map.
this one.
under the metadata.
Oh, these are the
Yes, under the
default
metadata
parameters.
parameters.
No, these are the
So did
default
you put it?
parameters. No. I kept it
Okay.
under user parameters. See, name itself implies user parameters. That's our own user defined parameters. These are the
No,
predefined
Okay.
she
So you
parameters.
okay.
Yes,
Okay.
please,
No,
one
I'm
by one.
asking that user parameters folder you created, right?
Yes, we
Or it was
placed it.
there when you installed the IICs?
No. Can you see time? Second, today. Now only you pasted it. That folder will be there default when you install it.
Yeah. Folder. Yeah. Okay. Folder will be there when you install. Okay.
Yeah,
Inside that
That's
those
you
what I
are
paste. Yeah,
said.
that I know. If param file you.
system generated
Yes, see, that's what
param
I said.
folders.
Exactly. Yeah, they are the default. That's what I said default here. So this is a default folder.
Okay.
Within that, we've just placed it. That's all, nothing else. Yeah. So these are the system
Okay. Got it. Got
parameters.
it.
Like we give, yeah, let me open and show it. Yeah, can you see here? So these are system parameters. Yeah. So scope and log file,
So we need
whatever,
not
right?
to touch that, right?
No. It's a dynamic. Yeah. So
Okay.
that will be taken care
Okay.
by, that will
Got
be
it.
used by ISCS. That's what name itself implies. So normal parameters, that is for
Mm-hmm.
ISCS. User parameters, that we handle it. Yeah. Fine. So now
Okay.
the next step is what? One, specifying the parameter file name, and second, usage of parameters from param file name. That's going to be the next step we are going to do. Yeah. Click on edit. Yeah, now we can directly go to this filter to specify. Before that, let's go in a sequence. First, specify the param file name, right? Yes, sir. So, can you see here? There's a param file name. So, you can specify param.txt. Clear, right?
So which
So, we don't
tab
need
you
to
went? You went to
schedule.
schedule. Okay.
Yeah. So, here you can see parameter
Parameter file.
file
Okay.
name.
Got it.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm.
Where is the
Now,
location? Your location give user
location
parameter
default.
location.
That's
Okay.
the default. And that's why
But this
critical I
folder
said,
you created, right? User parameter. You have created this folder.
no. This will be
Okay.
created.
No. That's why I got confused.
Mm.
Yes,
Okay, this is
that is
also
a
system generated folder, but that above one is like they are maintained is default things going to parameter folder, and here our jobs parameter pick up by default user parameter from, correct?
exactly. You're right. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. So see, our own parameters will be kept on the user parameters folder. System ones will get parameters folder. That's fine. Clear, right? So far? Yes or no? So now the
Yes.
next is what? We need to specify the param. Yes or no? That's not done. Parameter, right? That we need to do now. Yeah. So
Mm.
let's do that. So now go to, that's a data filter. That's where we are hard coding the filter value, right? So let's go here and replace this with what? Dollar dollar
$,
filter. That's it. Clear, right? That's it. That's
Yes.
going to be the next step. So last step is the next execution part. That's all, guys, about parameter part. Yeah. Then you can just finish it. Yeah. Then run. Okay. So now you guys can ask questions if you have any questions. Yeah.
Yeah, normally, Narasimha, people will get confused with these extensions. So basically, like depending on the usage, we give the extensions, right? So if it is a parameter file, we follow standard of dot par. If it is a config file, it's all of them are text files, but the extension, depending on the usage, we give the extension like dot par, dot config, dot gil, dot
Yes,
CSV,
you are
something
right.
like that. So there's always a
That's where,
confusion always.
yes, yes, that's a good point. Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, I think, yeah, it's better if any kind of extension it could be, but inside content, right? It should be like a flat file text format. Extension could be dot param, that's a meaningful name, or it could be some other, depending upon whatever coding guidelines that we follow for any project, right? We'll stick to them. Yeah, that's a good point. Mukund. Yeah. Yeah. So, any other questions? Ali, Balaji, Bharat, Ravi,
No.
and others. I can see that. Okay, fine. So now let's refresh it. We should get the same result, right? Yeah. So we got the same count here. So, so we can also see, like in session log, like what has happened, right? Yeah. So let us say that. So this is what I was trying to say, authority. Can you see here? This is a best practice. So if you look at the pre-built parameters, right? Default parameters folder, they follow what? Extension of that param. That's the best practice. Yeah. But extension could be anything. Yeah. So that part we know it. Then the next step is what? Our source and target. Yeah. Can you see our param file name somewhere here? So param.txt. It is not there because if we enable debug mode, then only we can debug in the sense verbose data. Then we could able to see. So we'll talk about it when we talk about debugging stuff. Yeah. But if you look at the result, can you see, guys? Parameter. Yeah. This we could able to see here, right? Yes or no? Huh? So,
Yeah.
so that should be picked up automatically. And the result we have seen it, like 2 rows as output and 7 as input. That's it. So we can see our parameter name, right? Yes or no? Now let us see the result. Yeah. In the target. Yes. So we got the same result. This is same, right? There's no change with and without parameters. Now let us modify the value and see whether it's going to work or not. Let's say instead of 1, we'll place 4. So greater than 4. So we should get 7, right? Yes or no? And see whether it works or not. So let us see it. Yeah. So now you can ask question. Yeah? So param, you can ask many questions. Yeah.
So under that user-defined parameter folders
Yeah.
are there, right, Narasimha? So there we can create for different line of businesses, like different folders. I mean, so that it is secured,
Yes.
right? I mean, if I don't want to like a lot of LOBs will be there. So under user parameters, we can create different folders and put them and use that. So will it detect that path?
If you
So if
create
under user
subfolder,
parameters, if I create like finance and like risk and all different folders.
yes. In that case, what
And
we need to do is, yeah, Matharani, we just have to specify, let's say here we specify file name, right? Instead, we have to specify, let's say, finance.
oh,
So
that's
example,
the
right?
okay. Folder alert. Okay.
Yes, finance slash param.txt. So till finance, it knows the default. You got right. Or else we can also specify complete absolute path, C colon slash whatever. That's also
Okay,
fine.
got it.
One of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So let us look
So
at
we'll create a multiple parameter files for multiple jobs, isn't it, Narasimha?
yes. It
Okay.
depends, Ravi. There could be
Mm.
one param file which can be used across a number of
Okay.
tasks, or we
Okay.
can have sub param file. It depends on our need actually. Yeah.
Mm.
So if there are
Okay.
global parameters which can be used across multiple
Mhm.
tasks with one param file, or as you said, per task also per task for we can have separate param file.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah,
So the parameter folder is going to be the same, but we create different parameter files for a project
exactly,
usually. Okay.
exactly. That's a param file for let's say source, and param file for targets, param file for transformation, param file for task flows, whatever. That way, or you can also think from the business perspective. Let's say param file, let's say for SAP, or based on the source also, right? So that also we could have it. So it all depends on many factors. In many ways we can think. Yeah. So or also as Mathod is saying, right? So we can also have department specific parameters. One param file for dealing with the finance, some other param file to deal with some other vertical. You know, in case if you are dealing, let's say usage of ISCS for different verticals, right? So that way also is
Mhm.
possible. Yeah. It
In
all
that case,
depends.
we create multiple folders here by
Multiple
department, and then
folders
within. Yeah.
corresponding file names. Yeah. Yeah. It
Yeah.
could be folders driven, or it could be direct files also. Finance
Direct
param.
files also. Yeah. Right.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. See, we have got only one, right? Because we changed that param value. Yeah. So say we have seen only 7, right? Which is greater than 4. So 4 disappeared here. Yeah. So that's it. So this way we can supply values at runtime, guys. So yeah, this is a normal concept. It's there since several years. It's nothing different from
Can
what's
we test over the job with update and see if that update works, Nasimha? We'll
yeah.
change that in the source thing.
So
We'll
here, right?
mm,
Yeah, this one you're asking, right?
update and change the source. Let's see if there is an it gets updated.
Can you see here? So only insert operation allowed for flat file. For target, it's
Mm.
saying only databases. Can you see here? They have not taken care. You can see warning here, right? Ravi.
Mm-hmm.
So which is flat files they have not taken care. For database, they have taken care. Like what is what you are trying
Okay,
to say.
okay. Yeah, now it makes sense. That's what I was thinking because no, nothing is defined how it will. Yeah, so
Yeah, this is
yeah.
perfect. But
Mm.
logically, right, Ravi? This what you said is right. But logically, right? So we need to have a way to take care of even updates, deletes, irrespective of any kind of data. It could be database or whatever, right? So ISC they should take care because we don't know like what targets would maintain, right? Yes or no? So but they expect, let's say target is a file, yeah, but they expect incremental data. So they should take care. Yes or no? Logically speaking. Got right, Ravi? Irrespective of whatever target that we use, it should have a way to take care of what incremental or newly added data or whatever. Yes or no? Yeah. Logically, right? But yes, database operations we know. That's where we deal updates, all that. Yeah. Okay, Ravi. Okay. Fine then. So that's it. Yeah. about
So Narasimha, I
parameterization.
didn't understand this. So is there a Narasimha, is there a way that the if the target is a file, then incremental data or some kind of updation can happen using iics in synchronization tasks?
That is not taken care here. That's what warning we saw, right? Yes or no? No? If the file is what?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Is it the source? Yeah, if the source is a file or whatever, right? Then we cannot perform the
Mhm.
single update or insert or upset. We can only perform insert. Yeah. So yes, for database, yes, they're allowing to take care of it. That's a normal behavior. That's there since several years. There's no change. But if you think in reality, right? So it could be anything. Source could be anything. Target could be anything. But all the operations should take place. No, that is not done. Fine. So ISS should do that. Yeah. So that's it about parameters and stuff, guys. Yeah. If there are no questions,
And
then
what is the fourth last one? The last one you said you will explain how to use it in task label, and then what is that? Is the notepad? Can you go to the
one is
notepad?
that's
Uh,
over. Execute and see the result.
oh, that's it.
Yeah, that's all. Steps are over. Yeah,
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Sima, one question. So, the structure, right? The source and target structure should be always same, or it will be like always.
Not necessary here because we map it, Bala. So, so we, as part of mapping, right? We take care of it. Yeah. So if you look at here, yeah, structure could be anything. Here, can you see here? As part of mapping, we just map it to the relevant target columns here. Let's say source structure differs from target. Where you will see source structure, target structure, right, Bala? Balaji?
Mhm.
So here you just
Yeah,
map it. So let's say this column names or types what are different, right? While mapping, we have to handle it. In the structure is different. Bala, yeah. Yeah. So that's it. So now,
application. So we can copy any files, any type of files like CSV, .txt, or any specific to only these formats only to support or something like that in IICS.
I didn't get your question. Copy files means?
I mean, from source to target, the files,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're
Mm-hmm.
copying the files, right? Um, now we have mentioned .txt, right? So
Mm-hmm.
is anything like it will support only this format files or .txt or CSV only specific to particular files, or any type of file it will take?
Anything. See, if you look at this particular definition itself of synchronization, right? I think we have seen yesterday. Looks like you missed yesterday. So if you look at here, right, can you see here description itself? So it can take care of data transfer for these types. One, it could be applications, databases, files. Files could be anything. It could be a flat file or XML or CSV or Excel or any kind of file, right? Or even JSON also. And databases, it could be any database. Applications, it could be pre-built application, even custom application. These are the broader categories supported by synchronization task. Balaji. Okay, fine. Now let us try getting into what new thing. Can you see, guys? There is another task. It's a pre-built task which we call replication. Yeah. So replication is exactly equal to copy. Yeah. But this guy supports copying from a cloud or an application to any target, like a file or database. Yeah. So which means it can take the source, either database or Salesforce. You can ask question, why not other than this? That's what they have done it for now. But yes, if needed, they can also support others. For now, they support only Salesforce or database as a source, and target could be database or file. Yeah. So now, for example, let's say we have not started off what we call building any database stuff, right? This is for some other. Yeah. So we have to create database connection first, then only we can start transferring data from database to target. No, target could be anything. So that's mandatory here. Yeah. So now you can ask question: can we replicate data from file to some other media? Answer is it supports only two. One Salesforce, second in a database. In a database. Yeah.
Nothing. One question. So suppose you are doing some incremental load or you're mapping or via or DS job. So basically, this DR job is like kind of sync up the data between two systems, right?
Yes, you are right.
Okay.
So that, yeah, that's a good point. See, remember, the synchronization job is basically not job X, synchronize a task. The task will be used to take care of both incremental and also new ones. Yeah, depending upon what type of office that you've selected. Insert means all the records. Yeah, irrespective of modified or non-modified. If you select update, yes, it will take care of increment. Upsert means both. Yeah. So yes, but replication is different, guys. If you know big data, this replication is exactly similar to that. So whatever concept that we use in big data and Hadoop replication, right? Same concept holds good in replication task also, which means we can have n number of applications, like one in northern region, other let's western region, some other eastern region from western region. So which means one region data can copy to what multiple other regions, yeah? Because of disaster or some other faults that could take place in hardware software, right? So those things we can take care by having or by maintaining replication. Yeah. Within a replication itself, we got multiple subcategories. So like, do you want to replicate at node level or physical box level or across boxes at cluster level or across cluster? You can think of many permutations and combinations when it comes to what replication. Anyway, for now, you can just remember copy the data from one to another. It's as simple as that. Here also, we can have with a filter with no filter. Yeah. Usually, if you think this particular replication, right, it is always better to go with what complete replication, because if something goes bad in one, let us say, location, we could recover complete data from some other region. You know, that's a best practice. But let us say we are running out of space or because of cost factor, whatever, right? In case if you want to consider those factors, then these two options, like 3 and 4, right? Field exclusions, which means what? We can cut down the data transfer for some of the fields which are not interested for customers. Then filters also, which means let's say we want only some customers data, like a top tier customers data in that relevant target, right? Then we can apply filters, or else we can directly make a copy, complete copy. Yeah. And next, on the source level also, do you want to replicate all or some? So we can by default all the objects, meaning what? When you select any database connection, we'll come to that. When you select any database connection, right, we'll have corresponding schema. Within a schema, we can have a number of objects. Objects could be what? It could be tables or views or synonyms or trigger, whatever. If you want to make a copy of all the objects belonging to any schema, then we can go with what? All objects. But if you don't want it, if you want to replicate only selected objects, like only tables, in the tables also, let's say 2 or 3 tables, then we can just perform this particular select based on include object. Similarly, exclude. If you have, let's say, 100 objects, out of them 3 or 4 or 10, 15 need to be excluded. In that case, we can go with what? Exclude objects. Yeah. So
One
default is,
question, Archana.
yes,
Here,
please.
see, within one job, suppose in your giving connection, target connection, some database schema name, under that schema, like 200 tables are there, and
Mm.
all are kind of full refreshment, okay? Or
Mm.
either you fetching data from Salesforce, okay? So that scenario, it will, in under one job itself, it will replicate like all the tables, like 200 or whatever
Yes,
number of count.
yes, yes,
Or
yes, yes.
can we maintain also the different 200 separate jobs like that? Just I'm thinking.
Yeah, one task will take care of all the objects. Let's say if there are 200 objects, object means table. For each table, there's a corresponding, let's say target is, let's say, file. Table 1 dot Excel sheet. Table 2, table 2 dot Excel sheet on the target. You got right? For every table, there is going to be corresponding target file. Bharat, you
Mm,
got right?
yeah, yeah, but
Mm.
here, like, how it will show like under that job?
This is a task, right? How will it show means? No, all objects, if you just select connection, right? That's all. It will just
Okay.
feed the data from all the tables. We specify the connection, right? It will go and connect it, and within that
Fetch,
schema,
yeah,
within the
fetch
schema,
all the
whatever is there,
tables.
all the table, step by step, it is
Okay.
going what I call run multiple subtasks automatically within iics. So, for example, for us, we see only one replication task, but internally, if there are 10 tables, 10 sub replication tasks will be created by itself. We don't do it. It would
Okay.
take care by itself. Bharat. Yeah, fine.
So it
Probably,
will
I think
create
what
tables as well, Narasimha.
exactly tables in this
Okay.
in the target.
And Narshima, actually,
Yeah, target.
I
Okay.
cannot also actually I also cannot visualize if I select
Okay, we'll do one
all
example.
objects. Suppose
Okay. Yeah. I think
hello.
if you do one example, right, I think that will make you better clarity on that. So we'll do that on tomorrow's session because I have other session now.
No, no,
Right?
yeah, I understand, but can you just one quick doubt? Like if I select all objects, so suppose 100 tables are there, so 100 tables will return to a single file or
No, no.
multiple files.
Multi. That's what I said. Table 1, then corresponding target. Table 2, corresponding target. If there are
So
100 means
where we will
100.
mention that corresponding no, no,
That is implicit.
no, no.
It will
So
take
where
care
we
by
will
itself.
mention that oh, okay.
We don't do that.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
the job of it.
target creation is
Yes, we specify the name. Let us say target is ABC. Then you'll have ABC1, ABC2, ABC3, whatever, based on the table names. Yeah.
oh,
That's
you
a customer
automatically
table.
create. Okay, okay, okay.
Exactly. Customer table, customer text file. Salesforce table, Salesforce text file. Accounts table, accounts text file. Supplier table, supplier text file. Example. You got right? So that's it. Yeah. But anyway,
Hello.
we'll do one example. Yeah. So you'll understand better, right? Rather than theoretical part. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So that's all, guys.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably we'll just choose 1 or 2 minutes for questions, then we'll come out from this. Yeah.
Nashima, for this group where I joined like second time, I am not getting the recording. So please add me because others are getting, but I am not getting the recording. So can you please hear me?
Okay. I'll send an email on that. Yeah. So my
Because here yeah okay.
I don't
Nasima,
have
that
login.
installation recording, I didn't get it. Yesterday recording you sent me, and okay,
Oh,
I will call
actually, I've
you.
not
I
shared
will
to
call
others
you.
also.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, sure, sure, sure. Yeah.
Please send that
Okay, then.
installation.
Sure, sure. I'll do that. Yeah. Okay, guys. So if there are no questions, then we'll stop here. Yeah. Fine. Thanks to all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Nashima, I have I need a help. You said you will that cloud agent is expiring in 4 5 days. So how to
Yeah, yeah,
check
we'll do that.
my mappings and
Right.
all? Okay, okay, yeah,
Yeah, we'll,
okay. Thank you, thank you.
we'll do that. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're really breaking today.